electricity. There's a huge amount of energy. And on top of the silver donut-like structure, you can see a thin piece of metal wire. That thin wire is called the pinwheel. Now the pinwheel has two discharge points, so later on during the demonstration, focus the attention of those two discharge points. Alright, and before we begin, let me share with you a word of caution. If there is anyone in the audience who is wearing a pacemaker or has a heart condition, please kindly exit the atrium now because this demonstration might not be suitable for you. And also, all parents, please make sure that your children have both feet firmly on the ground at all times. Please do not attempt to climb this metal barricade or touch the wires that are right in front of you because these are what's protecting us from a huge amount of energy. And lastly, because this demonstration is going to be really loud, so I'm going to need all of you to cover your ears. Alright, so are you all ready? One more time, are you all ready? Alright, since you're all ready, cover your ears, eyes on the pinwheel, and here we go! Wow, look at that! All of you see the purple sparks of lightning that was formed at the two discharge points? Well, these sparks were formed because the Tesla coil generates an electric field so powerful that it ionizes the air molecules to form a state called plasma. And this is the same state as the lightning that we see in the skies. Alright, and for the next demonstration, our Tesla coil specialist has bravely entered the arena. Now, as you can see, he is wearing specially insulated gloves to protect himself. So for this, can we give our specialist a big round of applause? Thank you so much. Now, what he has just done is to replace the pinwheel with another thin piece of wire called the corona point. Now, the difference between the two is that the pinwheel used previously has two discharge points, but the corona point that you're looking at now has only one discharge point. So during the demonstration, try to observe any differences in the intensities of the sparks. Alright, and before we begin, let me tell you a bit more about the Tesla coil. Now, the Tesla coil was first invented by the Serbian-American scientist named Nikola Tesla in 1891. That's more than 100 years ago. And this machine has been widely used to create special effects in the movie industry. Now, although Nikola Tesla was not so well known, he was actually a very brilliant scientist. Other than the Tesla coil, he also invented the shortwave radio and the alternating current motor that we use so frequently in our daily lives. Alright, now it seems like everything is set up and ready to go. Now this demonstration is going to be equally loud, so I'm going to need all of you to cover your ears. Alright, so are you all ready? Alright, since you're all ready, cover your ears, eyes on the corona point, and here we go! Wow, look at that! Did you notice that the sparks from this time round were much more intense and concentrated? Well, the reason is because the corona point has only one outlet for a huge amount of energy to surge through. Now, for the next demonstration, my assistant, Samara, will now go in to distribute some fluorescent tubes to some brave volunteers. So if you want to be my assistant for today, well, this is your one and only chance. Now, for all the brave volunteers who are holding on to the fluorescent tube, I need all of you to hold the tube high up in the air, okay? Straight up in the air, okay? And please be careful not to let the tube come into contact with the wires in front of you, okay? And for the rest of you, I'm going to need all of you to focus your attention on the fluorescent tubes that the volunteers are holding on to and see what happens to them later on during the demonstration. Alright, and because this demonstration is going to be equally loud, so I'm going to need all of you to cover your ears. And for the volunteers, you can cover your ears with your remaining hand and you can tilt your head in this manner. Alright, so are you all ready?
Yay!
Alright, since you're all ready, cover your ears, eyes on the fluorescent tube, and here we go! Wow! Can we give our volunteers a big round of applause? Thank you all so much! Wow! So did all of you notice that the fluorescent tube lit up during the demonstration? Well, the reason is because very powerful electric field generated by the Tesla coil excites the molecules within the fluorescent tube. So when the molecules are excited, they give off excess energy in the form of light. So the previous demonstration also shows that wireless transmission of energy is possible. And for the last demonstration, our Tesla coil specialist has once again entered the arena and he has just placed 2 floating balloons in the arena. Now since the balloons are floating, this means that the gases inside the balloons must be less dense than the surrounding air. So, does anyone have any idea what gases might be inside those balloons? Hydrogen, that's a very good guess. Thank you very much. Any other guesses? Helium, that's a very good guess as well. So, which is it going to be? Is it going to be hydrogen or helium? Well, we can't tell just by looking at the balloons because both gases are colorless. So, we are going to find out using the Tesla coil. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is going to be the loudest and most spectacular demonstration ever. So I'm going to need all of you to cover your ears. Alright, so are you all ready? Alright, since you're all ready, cover your ears, eyes on the 2 balloons, and here we go! Wow! Spectacular! A big explosion right in the middle of Science Center. So, what gas do you think was inside those balloons? Hydrogen! Thank you very much. Indeed, it is hydrogen. Now, hydrogen, as you know, is highly flammable. So, when the energy from the sparks came into contact with the balloons, it ignited the hydrogen within them, thus causing the explosion you just saw. Now, helium, on the other hand, is relatively inert, meaning it is unreactive and it wouldn't have caught fire like what we saw just now. And with that, we have now come to the end of the demonstration. Thank you all so much for being such a wonderful audience. And for the information, there will be a science show at 4 p.m. at the Maxwell Auditorium. So if you want to catch the science show, please stay around.